Tonight, a Target 12 investigators exclusive crime tracker. An innocent bystander gunned down in Providence. A young woman and college graduate in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And police say the killer's weapon of choice, a ghost gun.
If we were standing here 5 years ago, these two tables would be empty.
Yes.
There would be no ghost guns on these tables.
Yes.
And now it's covered.
Tonight, we're going in depth on what our investigation found is a growing problem and an increasing threat to public safety.
Target 12 investigator Tim White is here now with the exclusive details.
The legal definition of a ghost gun is any firearm without a serial number. And court records from dozens of criminal cases we reviewed show these guns are largely coming in the mail in parts, easily assembled, and making their way into the hands of people legally barred from buying guns.
So this can be manufactured at home. It is a ghost gun. It is a assault rifle, AR-15, and it can carry up to 30+ rounds.
Two tables of evidence sprawled out inside Providence Police Headquarters, crowded with illegal ghost guns recently seized by the department.
The suspect on the porch fires 9 rounds at the vehicle, 2 striking within centimeters of where his head would be behind the front windshield.
Providence Police Colonel Hugh Clemens says this AR-15 style ghost gun almost took the life of one of his officers.
It is, but for the grace of God, he wasn't severely injured in the shooting or killed. And that's what we're up against.
Clemens says ghost guns have become a dangerous and deadly loophole that bad guys have exploited.
Our issue is those who illegally possess the firearms and do not have the legal authority to carry those guns. And they're convicted felons. They're using them in crimes. They're gang members. That's our issue.
These 80% kits are called, and they're called 80% kits because they're 80% done. You've got to drill the holes.
Attorney General Peter Nerona says the vast majority of ghost guns being recovered in Rhode Island were ordered online, in part so they circumvented federal firearms laws.
But they literally give you the jig. They literally give you the template. You put the gun, the receiver, the lower part of the gun in this template, and you just drill where it couldn't be simple. You just drill where the holes are.
In 2020, Rhode Island passed a law making it illegal to make, sell, or possess a ghost gun. A Target 12 review of court data from when the law went on the books to mid-July shows there have been 72 ghost gun offenses in that time, with 59 people charged. Because the law is fairly new, 45 cases remain pending. We also found the average age of the defendants is 29 years old. Nearly all are men.
So you're on track to surpass 2021.
Both in seizures of all firearms and in seizures of ghost guns.
The vast majority of cases, 38%, are out of Providence, 13% out of Pawtucket, 28% were handled by the state police. Reviewing stacks of court records, Target 12 found over and over again the vast majority of ghost guns recovered came from one company.
A Polymer 80 sold by a company in Nevada. And you can go online and buy those kits, just a frame, for $139, round numbers, and buy the rest of the parts for about $50. So for around $200, you can have a gun that is untraceable no matter what your criminal history is or how much you are a danger to yourself or somebody else.
Investigators say it was a Polymer 80 ghost gun used in the 2021 murder of 24-year-old Maya Brophy Behrman, an innocent bystander whose life was snuffed out in a drive-by shooting, according to Providence detectives. 2 men, Sean Mann and Isaiah Pinkerton, have been charged with her killing, and both have also been charged with unlawful possession of a ghost gun.
Ghost guns are an increasing public safety issue in the community and for our officers. And it's become difficult for us to encounter that.
We reached out to Polymer 80 for a comment and have not heard back just yet. New at 6, a new federal law that just went into effect last month is supposed to prevent online ghost gun purchases, but Nerona says he's concerned a new loophole could be exploited. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, 12 News.
Tonight, a Target 12 investigators exclusive crime tracker.
After a shocking, high-profile murder in Providence, we're taking an in-depth look at the growing danger of ghost guns. New at 6, how a new federal law is changing the landscape with these weapons.
And why the state's top prosecutor is still concerned about their threat to public safety. Target 12 investigator Tim White is here now with the exclusive details.
The vast majority of ghost guns seized in Rhode Island were assembled from parts ordered online. A new federal law that went into effect in August sought to change that, requiring, among other things, for the buyer to go through a federal background check.
Very nice magazine, the ETS, 40-round magazine.
This is video evidence entered into a federal criminal case against Robert Alcantara of Providence. ATF investigators say the YouTube video shows Alcantara showing off a ghost gun as well as a large capacity magazine he obtained. Court documents show Alcantara was stopped while driving through New York. Investigators say he was transporting gun parts from Pennsylvania to Rhode Island. ATF agents say they found what they called a ghost gun home factory in his Providence apartment. Their court records say he would assemble the parts into full handguns, then sell them. Alcantara has pleaded not guilty.
The problem is when they end up in the hands of criminals, convicted felons, or in this case, gang members. That's a problem. That is an increasing complexity in American cities predominantly.
Providence Police Colonel Hugh Clemens says his department has seized a record number of ghost guns in the last 2 years. Online sellers were able to circumvent federal laws by selling gun parts online that would be assembled at home, allowing convicted felons who are forbidden from buying a firearm to exploit a legal loophole.
If we were standing here 5 years ago, these two tables would be empty.
Yes.
There would be no ghost guns on these tables.
Yes.
And now it's covered.
Gerardi Cruz, Jerardy.
The vast majority of ghost gun cases are charged at the state level. Last month, Target 12 was in court as Gerardi Cruz was sentenced to 5 years in prison. Court records show detectives executed a search warrant on his Providence apartment and caught him assembling ghost guns.
And it's easier for them to be armed because of this ghost gun problem, because people who couldn't get guns otherwise can get them because they don't have to go through a background check.
Attorney General Peter Nerona says a new federal law now requires ghost gun parts to have a serial number, and the purchaser must now go through a background check.
So what's that going to catch? It's going to catch the people it's not catching right now, convicted felons, people convicted of misdemeanor crimes of domestic violence, and other red flag issues.
But Nerona says time will tell if gun companies will find another way around the new law.
The ingenuity in the firearms industry is remarkable, and I don't mean remarkable in a positive way. You know, I think what we're going to have to be is really vigilant about what the next scheme is to get guns into people's hands without making them go through the process to ensure that they're entitled to have them.
As we previously reported, Providence detectives say it was an illegal ghost gun that was used in the murder of 24-year-old Maya Brophy-Behrman last year. She was an innocent bystander gunned down in a drive-by shooting. 2 men have been arrested and are awaiting trial. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, 12 News.